In the small town of Ravenwood, there was an old abandoned art gallery on the corner of Main Street. The building had been empty for years, its windows covered in dust, its walls cracked with age. But despite its decayed appearance, people avoided it not because of its condition, but because of the legend surrounding it. Inside the gallery. Hanging on the back wall was a painting, a portrait of a woman with hollow eyes, pale skin, and a twisted smile. It was said to be cursed. The townspeople believed that anyone who stared at it for too long would start hearing whispers, and if someone touched it, they would disappear without a trace. Decades ago. The gallery was owned by a man named Mr. Harris, a passionate art collector. One day, he bought the painting from a mysterious traveler who warned him, "This painting does not belong to this world." Mr. Harris dismissed the warning as superstition and proudly displayed it in his gallery. That's when the strange events began. Employees reported hearing soft whispers when they passed by the painting. At night, the gallery lights flickered on and off by themselves. Some visitors claimed the woman's eyes followed them. Others swore they saw her smile grow wider. Then, one night, Mr. Harris himself vanished. His office was found locked from the inside, and his chair was overturned as if he had been dragged away. But there was no sign of him, only the painting untouched, as if it had always been there. After Mr. Harris disappeared, the gallery was shut down, and nobody dared to enter it again. The curious artist, years passed, and the story of the cursed painting became nothing more than a ghost tale to most. But to Oliver Carter, a young artist fascinated by the supernatural, it was an opportunity. He was 22 years old, adventurous, and always searching for inspiration. When he heard about the painting, he knew he had to see it for himself. His friends warned him. "It's just an old story," one said. "But what if it's real?" another whispered. Oliver didn't care. He wanted to sketch the painting, capture its eerie beauty in his own style. One cold autumn evening, Oliver packed his sketchbook, a flashlight, and a small bottle of water. He made his way to the abandoned gallery, slipping through a broken side door. The inside smelled of dust and old wood. Moonlight filtered through the cracked windows, casting long shadows across the floor. Oliver walked cautiously, his footsteps echoing in the empty space. The walls were lined with faded paintings covered in cobwebs, but none of them interested him. He was looking for one painting, and then he saw it. Hanging on the farthest wall, the cursed painting loomed over him. The woman's hollow eyes seemed to glow faintly in the darkness. Her twisted smile sent a chill down Oliver's spine. But he shook it off. "It's just a painting," he whispered to himself. He sat down on the cold wooden floor and opened his sketchbook. With slow, careful strokes, he began to draw. At first, everything was normal. The gallery was silent, except for the sound of his pencil scratching against paper. But after a few minutes, something felt off. The air around him seemed heavier, colder. Then, he heard it, a whisper. "Why are you here?" Oliver froze. His flashlight flickered, casting shifting shadows on the walls. He turned quickly, scanning the room. Nothing. Taking a deep breath, he continued sketching. "It's just my imagination," he told himself. But the unease didn't go away. A few minutes later, another whisper. "You should leave." Oliver swallowed hard. He forced himself to keep drawing, but his hand was trembling. Then, something changed. He looked up at the painting and felt his blood turn to ice. The woman's expression had shifted. Her smile was wider, her hollow eyes darker. Oliver's heart pounded. "No way," he muttered, stepping closer to the painting. His flashlight flickered again, and for a brief moment, he thought he saw the woman's lips move. "You made a mistake." The whisper came from right behind him. Oliver spun around, but no one was there. The room was empty. But something was wrong. The air felt charged, the shadows deeper. His own shadow looked stretched, distorted. Then, the lights in the gallery flickered wildly. The whispers turned into laughter, soft at first, then louder, echoing through the empty halls. Oliver grabbed his sketchbook and ran toward the door. But the door was gone. The gallery had changed. The walls were shifting, stretching into darkness. The paintings on the walls were no longer dusty and forgotten. They were watching him. Eyes blinked, mouths twisted into silent screams. Oliver stumbled backward, his breath ragged. He turned toward the cursed painting. The woman's hand was reaching out from the frame. And then she stepped out. Her body moved unnaturally, her limbs bending in ways they shouldn't. Her hollow eyes locked onto him. Oliver tried to scream, but no sound came out. The next morning, the people of Ravenwood noticed something strange. The door to the abandoned gallery, which had been shut for years, was slightly open. Curious, a few townspeople peeked inside. The gallery was the same, dusty, forgotten, but one thing was different. A new painting hung beside the cursed one. It was a portrait of a young man, his face frozen in silent terror, his eyes wide, his mouth slightly open as if trying to scream. It was Oliver. The townspeople gasped, stepping back in fear. But the horror wasn't over yet. That night, as they walked past the gallery, they heard whispers, and sometimes, if they listened closely, they could hear soft, distant laughter.